excited because I found right up the block from my house a studio that I am renting and that I am in. It has enough space to actually do filming things, to film hula hoop dance routines. So excited that I finally have something like this because there are so many ideas in my brain, tutorials that I need to make, and no way to get them to you because I don't have a proper filming space except now. Okay, this week I wanted to do something a little bit different. A lot of what I love to do is just to talk about hula hooping and my own journey with hula hooping. And this is a question that I get asked a lot. I get asked this question all the time because people are curious and they want to know how I did this. A friend of mine recently wrote to me, and she's 23 and she's living in Spain, which is like, holla, that's so cool. And she felt like she wasn't really living her life, her passion. She was living one of her passions, which was traveling, but she wasn't actually living everything that she wanted to do. She wanted to be a model, but she thought she was too old and too fat for the industry. She's trying to find other ways to channel her photography passion. And I'm like, nah. Forget about that. One of the biggest points that I realized while I was talking to her was that this idea that it's always too late to do something and that you can't do it because you're too old or it's too late, that feeling will never leave you. That feeling stays with you forever. High 30, it's coming up around the corner. I look back at all the stuff I didn't do because I thought I couldn't do it. I thought I was too old. I thought no one would like it. Damn, did I waste some time. Seriously, wasted so much time not doing things I loved and that I wanted to do because I was worried it wasn't perfect. It wasn't good enough. I was too late in the game to do it. I was too old. And the feeling that you're too old to do stuff, oh my God, what is happening here? And the feeling that you're too old to do something that you want to do, doesn't leave. News flash. The feeling that you are too old to do something that you love and want to do never, ever leaves you. Ever. That's just like a state of life. So there's a hair in my mouth. This is oh my God. It never leaves you. It's a state of being, it's a state of life. So you may as well do the things that you want to do because that time is going to pass regardless. And then you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, I wish I had done these million things that I didn't do. And now I have regrets about not doing them. And I think one of the biggest things I'm learning right now in my life is that even if you fail, you're going to feel better about yourself having failed than you will if you didn't try it. Yeah. If you don't try the thing that you want to do, you're gonna feel worse about yourself later than if you had tried it and sucked at it. I feel like I've done that so many times throughout life. I've had successes and I've had failures. And the only thing that matters among all of this is that I did it. Because you still gain experience, you still gain recognition. People will see what you're doing and they will recognize you for it. And it might not always be in the way that you think. It's gonna pop back up in your life in ways that you never even saw or anticipated or realized or thought was possible. That's why I make YouTube videos, and that's why I hula hoop, and that's why I work for a circus. People then often ask me, how did you get there? How did that happen? How did you getting in the circus happen? I love this story because this is truly one of the most magical things that has ever happened to me. And it proved to me that when you believe in something, you can make it happen. You can do it. You just have to believe in it. So here's the story. I started hula hooping in 2009, right before college when I was 20 years old. A little over a year later, I had been practicing. I really still wasn't very good, but that doesn't matter. I got obsessed with the Big Apple Circus's TV documentary show. It was on Netflix at the time. I was watching it all the time. I just binged watched it while I was stretching and hula hooping in my living room. After I finished watching the show, I remember sitting in my room and thinking to myself, what if I could join the circus? And it was this idea, this seemingly impossible thing that just popped up in my head. And it was what if I tried? What if I made the goal that I was gonna join the circus? I don't know when. I don't really know how that's gonna happen or how it's even possible. I don't know where, but I wanna perform and I want to be an entertainer. I wanna hula hoop and I wanna make money doing it. I decided to believe in this dream of joining the circus no holds barred. And I said to myself, this is possible. I have no idea how, but it's possible. And then 2 weeks later, I kid you not, 2 weeks later, I was looking at a Facebook profile of a friend of mine, realized that they were a juggler, and they had on their work history on their Facebook, Cincinnati Circus Company. And I lived in south of Dayton, so I was near Cincinnati. Wait a minute, there was a circus in Cincinnati? No. I was blown away, and I thought, oh my God, this is possible. It's right here. It's literally 40 minutes away from me, and I could do this. So I called them up, and I sent them my resume, and I made up this dance resume with hula hooping, my circus resume. I wrote a cover letter. I was really excited about it. My mom was very nervous and went with me to speak to the owner, Dave Williker, to speak to him about the Cincinnati Circus Company, about working there. What I found was this, oh my God, it was this warehouse in the heart of Cincinnati, this old gigantic warehouse. And it was just filled to the brim with concessions and circus gear and circus equipment and inflatable balloons. And it was all these people filling up every corner. They were juggling and they were doing aerials and they were strength training. And I was like, I'm in. And then boom, I was in the circus. I got obsessed with something. I decided the possibility for me to do it was there. And even though I didn't know the whole journey, I was gonna take the first steps. I committed to the first steps, which was believing that it was possible. And then following up on some research that I happened to stumble into and making the effort to then go forward and make it happen. If you want to join the circus and if you want to be a performer, these avenues do exist. They're totally available to you. Find a local performance troupe. Find an entertainment company. The point is, really, honestly, this is so corny, but the key to so much of making dreams happen is believing that they're possible. You don't have to know how the whole thing is going to play out. You don't have to have a 20-year goal set to know that something that you dream about doing is entirely within your grasp and entirely possible. So I don't believe in tarot cards, but I don't necessarily disbelieve in all that stuff either, because if something resonates with me, I'm gonna go ahead and believe it. So I drew this tarot card, and the tarot card said, or meant, symbolized, that I had untapped magic within me. Untapped magic that has been bottled up for quite a while, but that I've used before to manifest some dreams. I thought about that and I was like, whoa, that's me joining the circus. That's all that is me joining the circus and saying, this is possible in my life. I want this. I believe it's possible. I believe I deserve it. I believe I can do it. I believe I can make this happen. And I did. And you can too. You can make these things happen. I want you to focus on being okay with uncertainty. Focus with being at peace with not knowing. You do not have to know the entire journey before you take the first step. All you have to do is be willing to believe that the journey is possible, and then follow up on whatever research comes your way. That's what I want to leave you with. Just a little bit of inspiration, a little bit from my own life of how dreams have come true. Even if it feels impossible, it's not. Even if it feels unlikely, it's not. And even if you feel like no one around you is going to understand or support you, and you have no idea where to start, and you have no idea what the end destination looks like, and you have no idea where you could go, your only job on this earth is to believe that the journey that you want is possible. Because once you give yourself the permission to fully believe that something is possible, even if you don't know where it's going to lead you, and you don't know exactly what it's going to look like, it will happen for you. In one way or another, it will happen. You can do it. So if you want to perform, or if you want to do anything in life, performing, writing, I don't care. Whatever your goals are, whatever you want to do, hula hooping related or not, this is just general good life advice. It can happen. You just have to believe in it. Okay, that's all I've got. Thank you so much for watching Hooping World. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more videos from my wonderful new filming studio. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and comment below what you've done in your life that was a dream that you manifested and made real because you decided to believe it was possible. Let me know. I want to hear your stories. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.